Here's my deck profile for Murillo's Wednesday night tournament that I got first place at, playing Psy-Frame Gears. Man, this deck makes people salty. I promised a friend I'd put the deck profile up if I won, so here it is. This deck is trash. I don't know how people lost to it. I played against Pendulum FTK, scooped the first game, 2-0'd him after that because I didn't have any out, and I knew he was just gonna FTK me, so I scooped in like 10 seconds, and then I 2-0'd him after that. Then Light Sworns, I blew him out in the first game. He bricked the second game, and then I played against some sort of like Send to Grave over text deck. It made like Reg 6's Beatrice and all that, like with heroes. And then it got the Overtext into the grave and summoned another one. But I just had every negate for everybody. So yesterday, I was called everything yesterday. I was called piece of shit and trash and retarded, and I heard every. This deck just makes people mad, and I love playing it. So it's great to be back playing the Psy-Frame Gears. So for the deck, it's pretty much just a standard lineup. Not too much overthinking. It doesn't take too much skill to play this deck. It's just negate to win. So you play 3 of every good Psy-Frame. The summon, the best one, the summon responder, battle fader, gamma, we all know what he does, and the spell negator. 3 driver, because it's sadly we have to play 3 vanilla, and 1 threader. This card is, I like this card at 1 because it's searchable via the trap card and the alpha. So a lot of the times you can go like alpha, and then where you at? You go alpha, and then on summon you search for this. And then you do the field spell effect to synchro, and then they'll Ghost Ogre it or something, and then you just drop this, and then you make your Zeta, and then you just win from there. So obviously it's just all about taking resources out of your opponent's hands, taking away all their plays, including them trying to like disrupt you. You gotta disrupt them back. 2 Valor, this was like the MVP. I actually just put this in because I was like, I wanted to try Valor because everybody's talking about it, and I should have played this at regionals in Los Angeles, so I decided to just throw it in. I took out Cosmics for it. Best decision ever. This thing just shit on so many cards. The Blue Boy package, 2 Blue Boy, 2 Secrets, 2 Knowledge. This is kind of just your like overall necessary ratio. You kind of want to do this twice in a game. I did this twice every time, and then in game 2 I sided out 1 of each piece, so I could get in some these are pretty much fillers. But draw 2 is really good in this deck, especially since you don't have a normal summon. This becomes your only normal summon. So even drawing like multiple copies, it's not really that bad. Obviously 3 field spell. 1 Psychic Path, best one, and then kind of, I say the worst one. Field Zone. These are kind of like the necessary evils. You have to run 1 of each. This one just gives you back so many resources. When you're negating, you could stop like big plays, and then you can get your monsters back. Even when you add the vanilla off this, it's still really good. It's still a +1. And then this one is good. I like this one to make Zeta. Zeta is my favorite monster in the extra deck, so this one just gets me Zeta for free, and then I just take monsters, and then it's just kind of like an in-between. You get alpha, search for your field spell, you do this, and then you just play from there. Double duality, obviously it's necessary. You don't do anything on your turn, so the whole point is to just like set up. 2 Foolish Burial Goods. I think this is the best card for this deck that has come out. You send the trap card off this, and then you search for anything. So literally, this is just like a free like it's like a Rhoda at that point. 2 Desires. I like Desires in the deck because if you banish pieces, especially vanillas or trap cards or whatever, you could just put that shit back with Omega. So it doesn't really matter if you banish it. This is like a Desires friendly deck because your face down banish pile becomes like extra targets for your Omega and stuff. And then obviously 3 of the trap card, best card in the deck. If you open it, you win. As my friends say, I don't think so. And double Metaverse. This card's really busted too. I like to do chain links with this card, crazy chain links, being like I did like alpha, and then I chained this, and then I got the field spell up and resolved that, and then I summoned the alpha and I synchroed. So it's kind of like a surprise factor of like, oh yeah, he's just gonna drop a Psy-Frame, and then you just go into you just synchro for it right afterwards because they just don't see it coming. Extra deck. This is why I don't know why people lost to this deck. This deck. It doesn't suck, but they suck. They suck for losing. Okay. They called me trash all day, but they were trash. I only played 1 level 8 synchro the entire day, and 3 Psy-Frames overall. I only needed 1 Omega. I've made Omega every time. I just kept that shit on board. A lot of people saw me making, putting 2 and 6 after that, and then they were like, "You're not gonna synchro?" I was like, "No." 2 Black Rose, just blow them up in the middle of them trying to play. It's awesome. And then 1 Ancient Fairy. I never made this, so technically I was running like 5 extra deck monsters. Yeah, 6, but like I only needed the Zetas. I pretty much made these 3 in all my games, and then just 1 from there because I was in control the whole game. For side, I didn't put those in. I didn't put that in. I put these in. I didn't draw them. Pendulums, obviously. I put these in, and it won me the game against my Pendulum matchup. Didn't put it in. Didn't put it in. Didn't put it in. I put these in, thinking people were gonna side in like anti-spell or something against me. They didn't. And Dark Hole didn't put it in. So yeah, that's it. It's just this salty, scrubby deck, so...